just concerned that you're an F-boy, and I just don't know that I'll have enough time to do the renovation.
In LA, he would always be messing with LA hoes.
Oh my God. So deny, deny, deny till you die. It's the player's way. What is up, players, F-boys, truth seekers, nerds, girls? 33% of my audience are women. Episode 3 of FBoy Island. The drama is getting intense. Some really good scenes here, and how to have good game.
You so mad?
It's okay, just relax. I'm gonna talk to him, just relax.
Old Jared is kind of having a fit with new Jared trying to get Nakia's time. And how a guy deals with conflict tells you a lot about him, and he's having a little bit of a sissy fit. Now, this is a show where 3 girls are trying to get to know 24 guys. When a guy makes jealousy or has a problem, even though if his feelings are legitimate and he's actually really feeling them, what happens is he's making his own feelings, negative emotions, her problem. And that can happen in a relationship, but right now this is a courtship. So the fact that he's making it her problem is not a good sign for him as far as his value goes compared to everyone else in the show.
What the hell? I don't know what is going on.
Yeah, she's like, what's going on? I don't even want to handle this. But here's how she does.
I hurt your feelings already? I'm up. Wow.
Just turn around and walk away.
So she has to tell him to turn around and walk away. And it's super unattractive for a girl to tell a guy that he should know that like on his own. He shouldn't be in that situation.
He coming in with what?
I'm looking for my next love.
So verbally he's saying everything right. I don't know if he's an F-boy or not. He's saying, I'm looking for my next love. Good answer.
Nothing else more that I need besides someone that can just honestly be by my side or maybe in front of me.
I can't tell, be by my side or in front of me. Is that like a sexual reference, like you're in front of me? I don't know. He's so smooth. He could be a nice guy pretending to be an F-boy, or he could be an F-boy pretending to be a nice guy. I really can't read New Jared. I don't know.
2, 3, oh,
All right, so look, these guys, right, there's 24 of them. And there's three girls, and the girls are trying to like get to know each one. So of course the guys are gonna have their own time. No matter how cute the girl is, or no matter how important the prize money is, or getting on TV, while you're waiting, make friends with the guys around you. Have a great time. Enjoy yourself. You're on a tropical island, for God's sakes, where there's unlimited booze. And a lot of guys get so attached to the girl, especially nice guys, that they're like, what does she want? Well, what can I give her? Let me pick her out. Let me take her to a nice restaurant. But in the meantime, have fun with the guys. It's very attractive when you're in a club and you're with a group of guys or girls or whatnot, and you just have a great time anyway. And what we found is that if the group of guys are actually like high energy, having fun dancing, girls around us end up coming because they want that energy. So this is a great mentality to have. Now, CJ is having not such a good time about it because I think she wants the attention and it's taking it away from her. But I think if you're a guy and you're around other guys and there's not an opportunity to talk to a cute girl, figure out a way to have a good time and have a good state regardless.
Oh my, they are so threatened.
Boys Club. I think all the girls are getting exhausted of the guys being like so into each other.
So she's hating a little bit, so into each other. Why not? Why not have a great time? If she's on a date with someone else, enjoy your time, build that brotherhood, maybe make a new friend. What's wrong with that? I do think CJ is a little bit of one of those girls who likes the attention, or likes to be in control, likes to be in charge. And the fact that the attention shifted away from her, sometimes these girls will throw like a little bit of a dramatic fit, or what we call bitch fit, BF, and redirect the attention back to her. I think that's what's happening. I'm not sure, but I think that's what's happening. So yeah, the guys are having a great time. I think Casey and Garrett are good friends. I don't know I think they're roommates. So they both happen to be doing well with the girls, and they both happen to be friends. I don't know if that's a coincidence or not.
What are your past relationships like?
Great question. What are your past relationships like? Really good question to see what the guy's an F-boy or a nice guy. It's okay to ask about past relationships. One of the great loves of my life, on our second date, we had this discussion. And another girl I dated in LA, on the first date, we had that discussion. I think people say you're not supposed to talk about politics or past relationships, but I just think that it depends on the person and it depends on how you bring it up. Your past relationships tell the other person what you've learned, what you've been through, how you view relationships, how you live life. I think it's a super important topic that should be discussed on dates. You don't want to discuss negative parts of it, but it's important to show like, this is what I learned from my last relationship.
I've never been on a relationship.
Okay, that's bad. I've never been in a relationship.
No.
But it's not that I've always been by myself. Like, yeah.
It's not that I've always been by myself. That means that he's played around and he's more likely an F-boy, and he just chose not to be in a relationship.
He's not convincing me that he's ready to be in a relationship.
So CJ's sharp, she gets it.
I have a question for you. What kind of dater are you?
Great question. What kind of dater are you? I think CJ and Sarah and Nakia may have like had a girl conference and talk like, what kind of questions can we ask to find out who's an F-boy, and what kind of dater are you? What type of past relationships have you had? These are basically questions that will give you the answer to whether or not the guy's playing you.
People look at me as a confident or cocky.
International athlete. I don't know what that means. Definitely got the South Beach swagger.
Or arrogant guy, but I'm the guy that plays footsies with my girl. I cuddle and I hug. That's just who I am.
So he seems a little feminine despite his masculine muscles and his facial hair a little bit. He's like that dichotomy. You can't quite tell. He's like more of a dandy or a rake. Like, is he feminine, masculine? Is he a player? Not. I can't read New Jared.
Deep down in my heart, you know?
I do feel a lot of spice with the new Jared, which is very attractive.
So she likes him. That's good.
But I don't know. I just feel like he could be an F-boy. You don't seem like the type of guy that would like a woman to leave.
So you gotta get to know me.
I can't tell. I don't know if it's the editing. Like, he's not giving too much away.
Yeah, they're trying to.
Is it intimidating?
Not really. I think it's intimidating for them.
Every player has this level of confidence. Is it intimidating? Not really. Every guy with good game has this base level of confidence, which is, I can get her. I can do it. And this is very attractive. And this is something that a lot of like nerds or nice guys don't have. We tend to overthink, overanalyze, question ourselves. But sometimes this delusional confidence can help you. I'll give you an example. When I first started learning game, I had these routines remembered in my head, and I went out, and I think the second week I met my first girlfriend, and she was with her brother, and I walked up to her, and I remember I was so confident because for the first time I had a structure to my game. I had just learned game, and I'm like, all right, I can say these lines, these openers, and I can use the cube, and here are the things. And I went up to her, and anyway, the night ended up being great. Her brother left, gave her some time. I got her number, and I ended up making out with her that night. And I was just so shocked. I'm like, whoa, this was like week 2 of game, and I'm already making out with the girl I just met. My mind is so blown, like it's crazy. After that, I had to go through a period where I didn't get the results that I wanted. But that initial night, I think, was the overwhelming confidence that I had rather than the routines. It was the idea that finally I have some structure, some tool I can use that I actually understand. And that confidence allowed me to go up to her and her brother and talk to her and actually get her, you know. She was this very beautiful brunette girl from Kansas City, and I never thought I could get a girl like that. So this delusional confidence is one of the player's traits, and I think you should adopt it. Not to the point where you're lost touch with reality, but just believe in yourself. Like, yeah, I am a cool guy. There are things about me that are great, and women will appreciate that once they get to know me. And there is another level of it where it's like when you acquire the skill set, then it's like I know how to convey my positive qualities, and I'm sure that out of 100 women, at least half of them will find it somewhat attractive. And when you have that level of abundance and confidence, it helps so much in your game. So that's what I want you to take away from this clip. Not necessarily that he's an F-boy, but that having a base level of confidence is really going to help you in dating situations.
My little red flags are going off everywhere.
It's brilliant, you know, because I don't get into stuff.
I don't get into stuff. This guy's an F-boy for sure.
I don't want
This
to
is
get
that
into
you
know
don't get
you.
into anything.
CJ's right. You don't get into anything. She's sharp. She knows what's up.
The point.
Yeah,
I like it. I like
gotta
it.
ask. You're the new guy. We have an elimination.
I like people when they're straight to the point.
Sarah's smart. She asked him, what kind of dater are you? So great question.
Like I don't like beating around the bush. The type of dater I am, it varies.
I don't like beating around the bush, but he is beating around the bush. What type of dater I am, it varies, you know, changes, it's flexible. F-boy response.
If I really see a connection there, like catch a vibe, like I'll
Catch a vibe, I'll catch a vibe.
go with it. Like you don't want to miss any opportunities.
You don't want to miss any opportunity. Okay, so this guy's an F-boy for sure. I would bet my money that he's an F-boy. Okay, so F-boys, you know, I'm gonna catch a vibe, I'm gonna catch a wave. If it happens, it happens. You don't want to miss any opportunities. I'm trying to see everything in the sea. So this is the vibe, the energy that the F-boy has. A guy who knows what he wants is more like, I'm looking for like a good relationship. He will tell you that, okay? Now look, let's be honest here. When I was 23, virgin, you know, spending Friday nights at the library, playing Settlers with my geeky friends from Harvard, I felt like life passed me by. I felt like I was behind the curve, and I don't know if I'll ever, you know, figure it out. All my friends are nerds and virgins. What was I gonna do? So when I finally acquired some basic skills, right, I was like, whoa, I wanna taste all the flavors of the ice cream. I wanna like climb back up and get back into the race. So when you're going through that phase, you're gonna have this idea like you wanna taste the different flavors of the ice cream before deciding which flavor is your favorite. And that's perfectly fine. There's nothing wrong with that. Now there's a conflict of interest here because this show, Sarah's looking for a guy who's committing, and these guys are trying to trick her to win the money. So there's an inherent conflict of interest, and that's why their answers are kind of like so lame, because they don't want to directly lie to her, and also they don't know how to tell her that they're more casual. But this is how it comes out in conversation.
To Garrett. Garrett's like the blonde one.
I like Sarah. She's so, she reminds me of a girl I used to date. So Sarah and this girl that I used to know, they're very trusting of people. They give them the opportunity to, you know, explain themselves. When the guy asked her, do you have any other connections here? He's trying to find out who's my competition. She didn't, you know, dismiss it. She didn't sugarcoat it. She said, I made a connection with Garrett and this other guy. She's very honest about it. I really like her. She's very endearing. Like, I can tell that she's a good girl and she's just trying to figure things out.
Yeah, out on the first date that we had.
I'm gonna have to snag your date for a little bit.
Okay, Gary comes in. Look, I don't like, so far I don't like the guy, but I can't deny that he has game. So he comes in and he makes a statement. I'm gonna have to snag the girl. So he's coming in, competitive, taking up time. Watch how he makes a statement instead of asking a question or begging for time. He's making a direct statement. Now watch.
If that's okay with you, Sarah.
Yeah, that's okay.
So he asked Sarah directly if that's okay with you, and she paused for a moment. She's like, yeah, I do want to spend time with you. So very clever player move, right? I'll tell you a quick side story. When I was starting out, I was this nerdy Asian guy, you know, going to clubs. I had my glasses on. I wore like very nerdy clothes, and I would get A-mogged over and over again. Guys would make fun of me. Guys would push me around. I was really skinny. I had, you know, luckily I hadn't gotten into any fights, probably because I just looked so lame. They probably felt sorry for me, but I wasn't getting any results, and I was getting girls stolen left and right. So what I developed over time was not only better style, but I developed a way to handle conflict. So what you want to do in any competitive situation as a guy is you always want to ask the girl and listen to her. So let's say I'm talking to the girl and some guy comes in. I literally right now, I don't even acknowledge him until he talks to me directly. So a lot of guys will make that mistake where he'll talk to me, hey bro, give me 5 minutes, man. Like it's your time's up. And I literally won't even acknowledge him. I'll just look at the girl. Because it's a woman's choice who she wants to spend time with. And a lot of guys don't understand that. They get into fights with other guys. They try to argue with the other guy. At the end of the day, it's the girl's choice. And your job as a guy is to make it easy for her to choose you. So you don't get into conflict, you stay focused on her, and watch if she wants to spend time with the other guy or you, and let her decide, and respect that decision. Whether or not to engage the other guy depends on whether the other guy's coming in or not. If the other guy's coming into my set, it's very hard for him to break. I literally follow the girl's lead. So I don't even acknowledge him. If he says hi to me directly, I'll be like, hey man. But if he talks to both of us, I will literally look at the girl and watch her response. If I'm breaking into an interaction, which is very rare these days, I would actually make a group statement like, hey, how's it going, guys? And then I would talk to the girl directly. And then I would see if there's an opening there. But I try not to interrupt other people's interactions. I try to engage both the guy and the girl and just make friends. But if another guy has the intention of competing with you, then I always follow the girl's lead.
I actually like sit here at night and I'm like, nah, you've met this person like one time. Are you actually starting to like her? And then I'm like, look.
He's putting on the charm here, right? The guy's got great game. I don't like him, but he's got game. He's basically telling her, you know, when I wake up, I'm wondering, like, does she like me? Does she not? He's pretending to be a nice guy. Now, maybe he's really feeling these, but I don't know if it's practiced or not, but he's running it very well. And I think she believes him. Whether or not it's real for him, I can't tell. Only they know off camera. But this is a classic player's move, which is, you know, I've been on one date only, but you know, I can't tell. I hope she likes me. I hope she doesn't. When you're let's say you're a fighter who has like the skill to kill someone, right? When someone challenges you, you almost want to walk away or you pretend like you're weaker. I think this is from Sun Tzu. When you are weak, pretend that you are strong so people don't challenge you. When you are strong, pretend that you're weak so that people don't try to pull you down. So this is what Garrett's doing. He's letting himself vulnerable and really getting Sarah to laugh and making that connection.
Finding out that I'm definitely like physically attracted to Garrett, I'm still figuring out if we are on the same level, like mentally.
I mean, she likes him. She definitely likes him.
I am.
You're pretty. I'm so serious. I just be looking at it like, damn.
So Colin, this guy, he always makes like very superficial. He's so smooth, but you'll see with Nakia's interactions that a lot of them don't get very deep. Like, I still don't feel like I know who she is. And I think one of the reasons is that she's a little bit superficial and she's attracting guys who are more superficial. And the guys that are trying to game her are just very surface level compliments. You look pretty, you're smoking. Nothing about her personality, nothing about her job, nothing about what she does, nothing about her behavior, just her superficial looks. So I think this is a problem for Nakia.
I used to think like if a guy's ready to kiss you that you should just kiss him because he's ready to kiss you, but ultimately I have a choice too.
Absolutely, girls. So if you're not ready to kiss a guy, don't kiss him. And the same thing applies to guys too. If you're not ready to be kissed, don't kiss. I think as guys, we have this emotion like, oh my God, if I don't kiss her now, I finally get a chance to kiss a girl. Let me do it. This window of opportunity isn't really a window at all if you know how to recreate the experience of a girl wanting to be kissed. So if a guy who knows how to make money loses some money, he knows he'll be able to make it back. And that's the mentality that I think that you should take long term. And Nakia is absolutely right. Whenever someone tries to kiss you, don't feel at all the pressure to kiss them back. Ask yourself, take a moment and be like, do I want to kiss? Am I ready to be kissed? It should be on your own timeline.
Too. There's a high possibility that he is an F-boy, but I just feel like we have great chemistry.
F-boys create chemistry. They know how to do it. And the girl at this point is like, I don't care if he's an F-boy. I still like him. Their main concern at this point in the show, episode 3, is, okay, if he's an F-boy, will he take the money over me? That's what they're trying to figure out. Do they like me for me? Are they trying to play me? This is the concern they're dealing with. They've already decided that they don't like some of the nice guys. It's not attractive. They have better chemistry. So they've already made up their minds.
Like, have you ever seen like an old house and you're like, oh wow, that house sucks. And then
CJ is dealing with Casey. I mean, this is my favorite couple, potential couple. But CJ, at this point, I think CJ may have had some time with Casey off camera. And she's probably asked him like the questions that I would ask, which is like, do you have a job? Like, what are your parents? Where do you live? What's your future prospects? Like, what do you do with your friends? So she's gotten to know him a little bit. And I think what she's finding out is this guy is maybe a younger party guy going through, doesn't really have a career.
and they add like some paint and then like new cabinets from IKEA and you're like, holy shit.
So you're saying I'm a fixer-upper?
So CJ, Casey's smart. He's like, wait, you're saying I'm a fixer-upper house? And CJ's like, well, yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Just concerned that you're an F-boy and I just don't know that I'll have enough time to do the renovation.
An F-boy is on his journey to hook up with girls. He's on a journey to explore whatever he wants to explore. Then he meets this girl. And girls think that they can change this guy. And I can tell you that, yes, I have seen cases where girls change the guy. But it's very rare. It's like 1 out of 10. Because the guy has to want to change himself. So if you want to renovate a house, as CJ says, you have to hook the guy. His attention is elsewhere. And you have to redirect his attention to you. And in order for that redirection to happen, there has to be a transformation in his life priorities. So his priority might be partying, hooking up with girls, but now you're showing him, hey, this is how good a relationship could be. And then he changes his state and connection, and now he connects with you. It's very rare that this happens. Usually, if you try to hold a wild horse down and he's not ready, even if he joins you, he's gonna be resentful of you. And there's gonna be a lot of conflict, and eventually you break up. So it's very hard to renovate a house. It can be done, but I would say, unless the guy falls head over heels for you and of his own volition changes his life priorities, it's very hard to do.
And the work that you need.
There's no renovation.
Casey's like, there's no renovation. The way he says it, he's so smooth and congruent, you almost want to believe him.
Casey is so suave, but he's definitely an F-boy.
So CJ's right. I mean, I wouldn't say he's the hottest guy in Ohio. He had no options. I would say that his level of game is so advanced that he had to have gone through a few girls to acquire that skill. There's just no way a guy who is a nice guy who hasn't had that much experience has his level of like momentum in game that I've seen so far.
But I think that he can be salvaged.
She still likes him. She wants to see where it goes. She doesn't care if he's an F-boy. They have a connection, and they want to find that the depth of that truth and where it goes. So they've already both decided, and she's just trying to figure out, like, can I trust this guy?
But no, I want you to take me seriously.
I don't think I do take you
No, you
seriously.
can't. I'm not an F-boy. I am a nice guy.
I don't believe that.
She doesn't believe that logically, but emotionally, she's already attached to him.
Have you had sex with him?
No.
They're not thinking ahead that this might get you more attached to him than you even understand.
This is true. So when a mother delivers a newborn baby, oxytocin is pumping through her body. That creates that bond with mother and child. You could argue that in nature, it's the strongest bond that humans have. After sex, oxytocin floods the woman's body, in addition to dopamine and serotonin. So, but oxytocin is the main chemical for that. We have it too as men, but oxytocin levels are lower in men, and the hormone affects men differently. So it doesn't affect our brains and our body the same way. So after sex, a girl has a moment about 24 to 48 hours where she's super attached to the guy. And this emotion is hard to override. Some girls have learned to override it, and some women it affects them less than others, but there's no denying that it affects women more than men. Biologically, this makes sense. Our brains haven't evolved to understand contraception yet, so she is most likely going to get pregnant for 9 months, and she needs his protection, so his attachment to you is paramount to her survival. As men, our biological imperative is to spread as much DNA as possible, so we don't our brains aren't wired to have that same level of attachment.
Right. But could you see yourself sleeping with Casey?
Yes, I could.
I'm a nice guy.
I knew he was a nice guy.
What she's saying is, I knew you were a nice guy, but I'm still not attracted to you.
I see a potential connection with someone, which I'm just being honest. I felt that with Sarah initially. It's tough for me to build a connection with someone else.
And he's saying that he's on a chopping block, and he's saying, when I have a connection with someone, it's hard for me to switch. So that's a great reason for why he's not engaging CJ more. I think he's very charismatic, and he knows how to speak.
I'm a nice guy.
Mark was a nice guy. He's the guy that with all the witty banter, but he just got a little too nervous around CJ, and he depended on this one-trick pony too much, his humor. But it's good to know that he's a nice guy.
I'm a nice guy.
Matt, he got eliminated as well, but I'm sure he'll do fine after the show.
Garrett said back home in LA, he would always be messing with LA hoes.
Oh my God. This is the competitive. This is a competition, right? In these shows, people throw shade, and look at Garrett's face. His face was like, oh my God. So look, lesson is, as I mentioned, discretion. And when you talk to people on these shows, don't even say things, because it can come back to bite you, especially things about your former girlfriend or relationships that you still might be having. But his face here is just priceless. Like, my God, what is going on?
Fake boobs, all this, and he said he wouldn't even look at you guys if it was back home.
Wow, that is insane. Okay, to be fair to Garrett, the ratio's off, right? So when you have an off ratio with 3 girls and 24 guys, you are going to view the girl as higher value. And he's not wrong. The way he said it might have been a little smoother, but what he's saying is in LA, there's so many pretty girls that it will be easy to find girls who look like these 3, which actually I actually would happen to agree with. But the fact that he even said that on the show like this, and the way he said it, is very derogatory.
And
the room is just shocked.
then also after he got done with your first date, he just said, Sarah's not ready for a relationship. She just got out of a relationship recently and she's not ready for it.
Yeah, so basically this guy, Matt, is throwing Garrett under the bus. I actually don't think he's wrong here. So when you talk to Sarah, maybe they had a discussion about her previous relationship. When you first get out of a relationship, if it was an important one, it does make sense to take some time off to reevaluate. And you don't want to jump in right away because you haven't solved the foundational problems yet of what you need to deal with. So I think that Garrett making that statement, it's fine with that. There's nothing wrong with that.
Matt, I don't even talk to you, bro.
So deny till you die. It's a player's way.
And Craig has a girlfriend?
Oh, beer?
No! Apparently Garrett has a girlfriend back home.
Ooh. Casey, does your boy have a girlfriend?
No.
Okay, so CJ is a queen bee, man. She knows how to take control of the situation. She's like, Casey, does your boy, she knows that they're friends, and she's challenging him. Does your boy have a girlfriend back home? She's forcing him to give him up.
Oh, you don't have a girlfriend?
No.
Casey's smart, so he might not really, like, looking at his expression, he doesn't know. He's like, you don't have a girlfriend, do you? I didn't know. So he's reacting correctly.
Yeah, Garrett,
Okay.
what's your story?
CJ just challenging, what's your story? She's not letting anything go.
This was a relationship that was about 4 months long, and before I came here, we both agreed that we're gonna take a break.
That is a very unlikely story. Even if it were true, it's a very weird story. How did you get on the show? You had to apply. So you're saying that you applied for the show, and once you got on, you told your girlfriend that you're not together with them anymore? Doesn't make sense.
Are you looking for love on your break, or is this just a joke?
So, Matt is totally throwing him under the bus right now. Oh my God, like this is the massacre right here. How many arrows do you need in your back before you give up? This is insane.
It's a break. It's not like final. You didn't break up.
I mean, I think it's pretty obvious when you come here,
Garrett's trying to dig himself out of a hole.
like, looking for love.
What's for?
Looking for love, like just the way he says for love, you can tell that he doesn't even mean it. It's like looking for love, that obviously it's over. This is not very convincing.
4-month girl thinking right now? Did she know that you could come here and fall in love?
Even Nikki, the host, is not letting him off the hook. What did that girl think? All the girls are teaming up now because they're seeing what's going on, and they're like, we're not letting this guy off the hook. Let's get the answer. Boom, boom, boom. He's being cornered from every single direction.
It'd be over.
I would say that, you know, she's probably hurt for sure.
Just the way he says it. Oh yeah, I mean, she's definitely like hurt for sure. Yeah, but you know, it's over now. Yeah, the nonchalant callousness of, oh yeah, you know, I'm sure she's hurt. It's like he's not even sympathetic or empathetic to what the girl is feeling. This is insane. I mean, I'd be surprised if they don't cut him right now. This is crazy.
Just because, again, no, I'm saying the truth. I mean,
Girls, when a girl does this, it's not a good sign. She doesn't. It's like, stop digging the hole.
She was definitely hurt. You
Definitely hurt. You know, definitely hurt. Yeah, I think she's hurt. She told me she was hurt. Yeah.
know, right before coming here.
Okay, this is the expression you don't want. When a girl gives you that expression, it's game over. You're not getting out of that one. You know, call it a night, go home, take a nap, start again tomorrow.
It was one of those things where we had the discussion.
Even Sarah is giving him, you know, the look. But her look is one of like, really, come on, but she's not, it's not a look of, there's no disgust in her micro expressions. So I feel like she still likes him despite everything, which is crazy. But she's definitely offended, in disbelief, and just like, what the hell, man? Like, why didn't you tell me this? I think that's what she's thinking.
I mean, it's such a fresh relationship, you know.
I mean, just at this point, just stop talking about
We can talk later about
At this point, just stop talking.
it, but yeah, that's not a good look.
The fact that she said, we can talk about it later, that's not a good look. To me, what I hear is she's still giving him a chance. Like, this is crazy, but she's just like, we'll talk about it later. There's some things you missed out. Maybe I don't know too much. She's still giving him a chance. And then she's like, this is not a good look. So she's saying, you're embarrassing me right now publicly. But what she's also saying is, I like you enough where I'm still willing to have a conversation with you. Okay, and this is a very important note here. I've had friends, girlfriends, business associates, where something happens and your interpretation of what happens, you can have two decisions. You can say, you know, based on the actions of this person, I've seen enough, I'm done. I'm cutting off communication. Or you could say, I think I know what they're thinking when they did that, but they're such a good friend of mine, or I like this person so much that I'm willing to at least talk to them. In other words, despite the actions and what other people perceive the action to be, or even what you perceive it to be, you're still willing to engage that person and be like, why did you do what you did? What's really going on? Explain it to me. That means that the door hasn't closed yet. The risk that Sarah is running here when she does that is that Garrett could continue to lie to her. He could continue to try to get her to fall in love with him, and he could be playing her. The reward for her would be, maybe there is an explanation. Maybe there's something that, you know, other people don't know. At the end of the day, it's up to that person to decide if they want to continue that relationship. But I would say the optics here do not look good. If you enjoyed the YouTube video, please give us a like. You may also want to download the free resources that I have in the links in the description that will help you with your dating life. You can download the 33 field-tested lines that will give you the exact words to send that first online message or first text to get the highest response rates. You can also download the 8 style attraction triggers that will show you the tactics I used to go from a 23-year-old virgin to modeling at Fashion Week, and how you can instantly upgrade your look and supercharge your dating results. If you're an Asian guy, check out the Unbreakable Opener and the Asian Attraction Ratio at datingwithoutborders.net.